Stay tuned, I even made up a flight mode for this guy. T-Man 978 Chill Review. Hello everyone, T-Man 978 reviewing Transformers Alternators Chevy Corvette Z06 tracks. Here's the left side of the packaging, we see them in robot mode. Here's the right side, you see the Corvette, and you see that it's a 1/24th scale vehicle. Here's the rear of the packaging, and as we can see, multi-language boxes are not new. On the bottom we can see his cross sail, which is weird because Silver Streak was released about 2 or 3 waves before Trax. Trax was released at the same time as Meister, aka Jazz. And these guys were not released together. I mean, they were all like special releases, so maybe he was still on the shelves, maybe he wasn't. Here is Trax out of the packaging in his vehicle mode, and let me say this straight up front. The biggest strength of alternators is their biggest weakness. The fact that they're licensed vehicles. Not the fact that they're licensed vehicles altogether, because the new current day Masterpiece cars are licensed cars, but these are licensed model cars, which hinder them greatly in vehicle mode, in robot mode, I mean. All of them. But that aside, this is one of my favorite Alternators figures. I always wind up coming back to this guy. It just looks so freaking beautiful, just like his character thought he was. And unfortunately, like I keep mentioning, Alternators had no bios or story behind it. As you can see, the marble effect or the metallic flake that's all through this paint right here. If you pay attention, the roof right here is a little bit darker than the rest of the car because it's blue paint over top of the tinted windshield right there, but it matches fairly well. Look at all these transparent lights right there. On the back it says Corvette. Here's the 4 lights back there and the 4 tailpipes. This is what it looks like from the bottom. You can see his head, or the back of his head. Wheel steering gimmick. In the front, Corvette again with the Corvette logo. One thing with all this attention to detail that sucks is they didn't give him lights that pull up. But he does have this transparent piece right here for the signal lights. And the hood opens. Sometimes it opens together, but unfortunately it splits due to the transformation. You can see the engine in there, and engine detail. He has wipers right there on the windshield. The doors open and come off apparently. You can see the missile. It's very dusty in there. This guy has been sitting. I was going to show it on the other door that fell off, but it has reflective side view mirrors. There's a steering wheel right here that actually turns. And everything, all the details in there are just black. And because of the hip joint right there, you can't get like certain figures in there. You usually could get like Heyman Alliance figures in there. And some of these alternators, but not Trax, or not the Corvette mold, I should say. No seats or anything back there. Transformation. I was debating on this because this is the 3rd time I've reviewed this mold. And before I get to transformation, I didn't mention that the rear view mirror inside is also reflective. That's something I don't think I paid too much attention to, but I'm going to do something special before I get all the way to robot mode. I used to make my own, pull this apart, well, pull this crotch flap up. I used to make my own flight mode with this guy. Since it's not official, I'm just going to show you what I do to get to there. Open the doors, open these missiles and swing them out to the side. Get this out of the way for now. Try to zoom out some more. Basically, lift this whole rear section up and forward a bit. Split this, or actually rotate this. It helps you get to the arm parts lift that out the way right there. Maybe go ahead and bring them forward for now. Go ahead and take this way. Turn it around like that. Pull the arms halfway out. Bring these shotguns out. They're going to become thrusters. Spin this around. I forgot already which way I did this. Bring that around. Bring this one out. Shut it. The head is visible, unfortunately, so I used to just turn it to the side. Go ahead and bring this back up. Or actually, you know what? I think it's going to have to stay down. But while all that's up, you can shut the doors back. Leave this like this. Maybe push this up. Connect the roof back to the windshield. And now here's T-Man's flight mode. What do you think? Looks like it could fly to me. I mean, he has missiles, or missile launchers right there. He has rear thrusters, and it's about as realistic as the real tracks, or the original tracks, I should say. Here's what it looks like this, but there you go. And I didn't really go into the detail as far as the shiny chrome mufflers right there. Transform them the rest of the way. Go ahead and lift that up. Go ahead and remove the engine, which is a little bit tough. Put that off to the side. Go ahead and swing the doors out because they kind of get in the way. Detach this again and lift it up out of the way as best you can. Move these forward for now. Separate the legs, and then it's kind of tough because this stuff, it just gets all in the way. Basically, we need to accordion this knee right here down, which can be a little bit difficult. Got that one, and got this one. It's mostly difficult because these knees are very, very tight. Shut the hood, push it back, turn the feet around, bring the heel spur out, feet, heel spur. Maybe I like to lift this up. Turn the doors around like that. Lift it up on the hinge a little bit right there. Turn the doors around. Now on the top, its arms are basically transformed, or halfway transformed. Move the forearms out, spin them around, bring the hands down, and bring that down. Same thing over here. Bring that down. Turn his head forward. Lift the missiles up like this. You can put them as high as you want or low. I usually have them like this. Just point it up a little bit. And here you have, oh wait, maybe push the crotch skirts back. And here you have Trax in his robot mode. Here's Trax in a better pose. And while I cut away, full disclosure, I rearranged his door placement right there. I had it hanging over his fenders down here, which I've realized I don't like. That's the official transformation, folding them over the fenders. But I like them hanging off to the side like sword sheaths or like wings or whatever. And I also moved this part down over the wheels right here, which makes them hang down a little bit more, but they get out of the way and give him better leg movement. And I'm not going to gloss over the fact that I forgot to transform his hand when I said he was in robot mode. But as you can see here, this is where these guys suffer. I mean, from the back, you can look at this two ways. Like he is highly, highly armored and nothing could penetrate his backside. And that was part of his Binotech bio, that he has like this force field around his body because he's super paranoid about damaging his beautiful, beautiful car frame. So they gave him like a strong force field. But all things considered, and now that I'm looking at it again and on camera, that looks way better than I remember. It does look like a car that exploded, but I can give it a pass. I remember what I used to remember when I was younger with this toy. But he looks very, very nice, and he's well armed, as you can see. 2 shotguns on both hands, a hand blaster, and missiles right there over both of his shoulders, which is really, really cool. Here's a close-up on his face, which is really, really cool and very cartoon accurate. Here's the back. It's on a ball joint, but the ball goes down about that much and up that much. Not very much at all. The original G1 toy actually had a mouth plate, from what I can remember. One thing I did forget to mention, one of the things I loved about this car is I love being able to see the brake pad in there, which was really, really cool. But yeah, he is a very beautiful, beautiful robot. I didn't do any car comparisons, but let me get a robot comparison. Here's another Blue Bot, Skids, who's also one of my favorites. I wish they would have made a Ironhide and Ratchet out of him, and I don't know why they didn't do that. I guess the series ended too soon, but yeah, as you can see, they're roughly the same height. He's, of course, bent at the knees, but I think the Corvette was maybe one of the shorter molds. Articulation, he has it, but he's a bit hindered, as you can probably tell due to all this freaking kibble. The shoulders rotate, but bump right about there. I mean, I guess that's high enough. You could go ahead and move these missiles up so you can get a bigger range. His hands, his shoulders can also bend in, which is good to give him poses like this, which I used to always do. Unfortunately, he has no outward motion on the bicep right there, but he does have double jointed biceps. He has a bend right here, which is odd, but it is still there. And since that's on a ball joint as well, he has elbow swivel. The hands go in, they don't rotate. The fingers open up, and the index finger opens up separately. With no waist articulation, unlike the package art. His hips can swivel right there. They can go forward that much before bumping into his skirt flap. And why'd they put that pin on the top? It's like they really wanted it to be hindered. I don't see any reason why they put that there. His legs can go out that much. He has a double jointed knee, but it is very, very tight, and with all this kibble, it is very hard to bend that. The ankle is on, I believe it's on a ball joint, but it only kicks forward that much. It doesn't really swivel at all, and he has a heel spur that can move. And that's it. Now you've seen them all weaponized. Let's take the gun out of his hand. Put the shotguns in. So put the shotguns in. Rotate these down. Maybe now he has a jetpack or whatever you want to call it. And now here he is without his weapons. And let me try to stand him up straight. But yeah, there he is without any weapons showing. One thing before ending this, I showed off the versatility in the legs and the door wings. But one thing you could do for his back if you wanted to, you could just transform it all the way back into one piece. That's something I used to do from time to time. But yeah, I think I'll keep it like this. to make his back not so big or make it not look so much like just a car exploded into a robot. But kibble hindrance aside, I love the way this guy looks. I definitely love his vehicle mode. I love his weapons and the amount of detail and paint right there. And I still do love this figure. If you love this review, think about giving me a like, share, subscribe, comment. T-Man978 out of here. Stay tuned for more Alternators and other Transformer reviews. See ya.